I've got to say, I genuinely do have a great degree of sympathy with Ten Hag with the off-the-field stuff. I've got to say, Sancho was dropped for Sunday's game at Arsenal because of, the quote was, poor training performances, and Sancho took to Twitter to disagree with the manager. Now, for more on this, let's hear from a man who's had to deal with a high-profile spot before. It's a very good morning to former Republic of Ireland manager Mick McCarthy. Mick, thanks for joining us, mate. How are you this morning?
I'm great, thanks. Morning, Ali. Morning, Andy.
Good morning, Mick. How are we?
Yeah, great, thank you, yes.
Good.
Mick, tell us, in these ever-changing times, mate, and Andy and I have obviously been talking about it in the last 2 days, is this something that managers and coaches, for example, are going to have to be facing more and more, and that is dealing with players making comments away from the pitch and the training facility and social media?
Well, let's clear something up first. Generally, and at any club I've ever been at, there have been rules about social media, what you can say and what you can't say, and you know there are punishments for that if you breach those rules. So wherever that is at Manchester United, I would have thought that Sancho has breached those rules this weekend. And as soon as it becomes public, we're talking about it now. I'm asked to talk about it, and what you really try to, and I know for certain that Ten Hag will have had this. He had 8 weeks off, didn't he? Before, was it last year?
Yes.
When he touched Club Sancho, he showed him great compassion and care and attention. Now, if that's the case, then I think that, and I don't know because I'm only saying what I read, is that if Sancho's come back and he's not training properly and he's not being on time, then that is showing real disrespect to Ten Hag and to the club and to his teammates and everybody else because it disrupts it. And you know for a fact I'm firmly in Ten Hag's corner here because he will have been trying to deal with this quietly, behind the scenes, with him personally, until he gets exasperated by it. And it's, look, he gets asked the question after the game and he's honest about it.
Mick, that's the thing. I mean, lots of people, Mick, are saying that, you know, he's that quote, Ten Hag's thrown him under a bus. Ali, you know, I'm not even hearing anything that would sting so badly. I genuinely not. And is it not part of a manager's, not part of your toolkit as a manager, Mick? You got to do whatever you can to try and drag the very best out of a room full of guys every week.
That's what I'm saying. He will have been doing this. He did it when he gave him the 3 months off because of mental and physical problems. And you know, God bless the kid if he's got those problems. But if he's out of it, he went to train with this Dutch club, and I think he dealt with it really well, Ten Hag. I'm saying he will have been doing everything possible until it comes to it. What made me smile, I just read Jadon Sancho's comment. He says, I don't know why he's not trained well this week. As if like he should be patted on the back for it. It's your job. And I'm reading, if he's on 250 grand a week, what's your motivation? And unless you've got a proper character behind you, you're not bothered about the money. You're turning up, you want to train well, you want to play well, you want to win things. And I read as well also that, you know, Gareth Southgate's a bit cheesed with him as well. He doesn't pick him, and for the same reasons, being late. It's your job as a professional to be there on time, do your best in training in everything you do. And you know what? You get picked then. And I'm afraid what the problem is with, of course, with Ten Hag, he's got a 70, 80 million pound asset for that football that he's, and he has to deal with the people above. And, you know, and the problem that Sancho's really got is that he's got Garnacho, Pellistri, Anthony, who are now of him.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, Mick. I said to Andy this morning, right, footballing issues aside, I've got a genuine amount of sympathy for Ten Hag. What you think, what he's having to face, and I know it's the size of the club, arguably one of the biggest clubs in the world, but you look at what's happened recently with Greenwood, Sancho, you've now got a problem with Anthony. Are these problems, Mick, for managers and coaches becoming greater now than back in the day, or is it just because the focus, I mentioned social media, I mentioned cameras everywhere, whether it's phone cam, it doesn't matter, there's cameras everywhere. Is there more pressures off the pitch and having to deal with players for coaches and managers than ever before?
Absolutely there is. And social media is one of the reasons. Absolutely, you're in the public eye. I also think that when you're earning a certain amount of money, there becomes an entitlement that, you know, and the money doesn't make you any better. All the money does is make you rich. The money should be a backup that you know you're going to have that for the rest of your life. And while I'm being a professional footballer, I'm going to be the best I possibly can. And if that is by having to listen to the manager, and you might think he's a pain in the backside because he's asking you to do something, you're doing it for your team. It's a team game. He's playing for Manchester United, not for Ten Hag. No. He's playing for United, and they've got millions of fans.
And just Mick, just finally, how does the so what happens from here? Which one of them has got to maybe move first in order to make the peace and get him back playing? What's got to happen?
Well, if Sancho's got any sense, he's going to make the move first, and I think he's got to contact Ten Hag. But look, Ten Hag apparently has gone on holiday, and good luck to him if he's sat having a cocktail now somewhere. But anyway, good luck to him still. He'll deal with it when he comes back. Yeah. I bet he's going to. So I'm not even interested. I'm going to go and do what I'm doing, whatever he's doing on his holiday. Good luck to him. He's earned it because he's got enough problems, and he'll still be there when he comes back. And I would have hoped that Jadon Sancho has had a thought about it, listening to what everybody's said, and most people have got a bit of sympathy for Ten Hag, or even empathy, and I totally agree with him what he's doing. And I said, he'll have looked at that, he'll have tried to deal with it before he said that on Sunday. He'll have tried to deal with it behind the scenes, and he's probably got cheesed and said, he didn't train properly.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.